Is your partner happy with the colors in your home, but you're not? The question is, how do you get those colors to change when he thinks everything's just all fine and all you want to do is make it your own?
I like it the way it is. That's all I can say. I'm just fear change. Don't really need anything to change. I like it.
No, I want change. That's not right. That's not right, no.
Debbie and Yopi have picked a vintage home in a quiet neighborhood to bring up their new family. Now at this point, it's a home, but for Debbie, it's just not homey enough.
Deborah wants change, and I'm comfortable with it, so it's just one of those things.
We've been here for 3 years now, in the same colors.
Debbie believes a personalized space is the first building block to a comfortable family environment. She also believes if she can prove her point in the dining room, Yopi will be convinced to do the other rooms.
I'm hoping once we do this room, that inspiration will be able to go into other rooms and we'll be able to get other rooms done.
Right, we also have another baby on the way, so how are we gonna have time to do this?
Well, at least for this room, they'll have our help.
I love it. Let's keep it, and
No.
you guys are done.
Oh, so we really have nothing to talk about, according to Yopi.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the problem?
The color. It's the colors of the previous owners. That's our problem.
Oh, so you guys didn't actually paint the walls in here?
No, not at all. This is the way we purchased the house, and the pictures are hung where they originally hung.
So you let the nail in and put
Yep.
the picture right on top of that?
Yep, we just covered up holes.
Comfortable, that's my description.
I would
It's
say-
great.
A lot of people would look at this and say, well, the room looks beautiful. It's totally decorated. You know, you do have some color. Your drapery has some color.
Previous owners.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
did you just buy everything from the previous owner
No.
and just pretty much keep it?
No, this is my grandmother's table. We're not attached to it. It was just making do and not having to spend money.
This is not your room then?
Sure, no, yeah, you're right, I agree.
You know, this whole house sold me on the house and not so much, it wasn't so much the colors, whereas it was the colors with him. I just loved the actual foundation.
How old is this house?
I think around 1920s.
1920s, 1930s is what I heard.
I mean, it's in wonderful condition, like your baseboards and trim, even the pediments have been left the same. And you know, really, you don't see staircases like this anymore in the condition that it's in. It's really nice.
I do love this house. I do love it. I would just like to make it our own.
Okay, and so are you ready, Yopi, to make color decisions?
Yeah, I'm getting comfortable with that idea. Sure.
Really?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go for it.
Yeah, are you ready to
Oh,
make
I'm
color?
sorry.
You're ready to go,
I'm
right?
ready.
This is like the chair graveyard over here.
So Matt, we want to be careful because we're going to be keeping these, okay?
Okay.
Although you might want to get out the drill and screw because they're a little rickety.
Yeah.
But good, they have
can do a bit of work on
sentimental value, so we want to hang on to those.
I bet those vinyl seats have sentimental value.
And we'll be changing those too.
Yeah.
Okay, so walls we're clearly going to paint. Notice that there is a little bit of the wallpaper paper lines in it.
That's a lot of work.
I know. Well, okay, let's go over here.
Okay.
Staircase we need to preserve.
I like this staircase with the wood and the painted elements. It's a nice look.
They love this. And it's in such good shape, so we'll keep that.
Fair enough. The table.
I'm kind of out there with that one.
Yeah, I've never liked this sort of leg layout, that 6 leg.
Actually, you know what? It's not the legs that bother me that much. It's the leaf in the table. It's like
All
a piece
right.
of plywood.
Oh, hot.
Yeah.
That's a nice look.
Yeah, so this might not make it in the end.
And then probably some kind of a rug here
Yeah,
eventually.
so
Excellent.
see, it's not too bad this time, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
We're on it. Corey, you want a hand there?
As inspiration for these two to choose color from, I thought I'd stay close to home this time and take a cue from the era this house was built in, the 1930s.
Wow, this is good.
This was the height of the Art Deco period. It's the first time laminate woods were used and fabrics took on rich textures like velvet and fur. We talked about the house, right?
Yeah.
And it's something you guys actually did buy together. And what I wanted to do was inspire you to think 1930s, like the vintage of the house, which we sort of think of as 1930s deco style today. So as you look around the wheel, what colors really just kind of jump out at you?
Jump out? Mm-hmm. Well, I personally like the red. I've always liked red, like lips, red roses. And then I'm leaning towards the pearl. It's just calm. I really like that color.
Okay. Yopi?
I like the purple. Just something rich, grapes and royalty. And then the other second color was this one here, obviously because of my shirt, but more or less just because it's just natural. It's very pleasing to the eye.
Okay. So moving into the next process here would be dealing with the walls. When you guys moved in, you kept the nails from the previous homeowners. So I think what we need to do is fill all those holes, clean up the walls, and pick a color. So based on the 4 that you have chosen, we could put the red on the wall. Great color in terms of inspiration and energy, and it's kind of interesting, this room is right in the center of the house, so you're going to get the energy right in the center of the house. The purple, different choice. It's still going to have the richness of the red, but because it's opposite your floor, the purple is going to intensify the color of the floor and vice versa, and that's what happens when they're opposite. So you're really going to bring out your vintage wood. Yopi, you picked the green. Green is the color that everyone really thinks as neutral because it takes a lot of colors well in front of it. And last but not least is the color of the pearls, and in this case it's brighter than what you have now. And this isn't a bright room, so that might be a consideration. So what do you think is going to be right for you guys?
Coming up, Yopi turns the colored tables on Debbie.
I'm gonna go into labor.
And giving old furniture new life with color.
These chairs have definitely seen better days.
Next. Debbie and Yopi bought the house because he loves the colors and she loves the bones of the house. But she isn't crazy about living in someone else's colors. They need to personalize the dining room with a new palette.
So what do you think is going to be right for you guys?
Red. I just saw it once you did that.
Oh my God.
I'm red all the way. I'm surprised with myself with that decision.
Me too.
I like it.
I'm gonna go into labor.
Could be an emergency.
I know. He's just so shocked that you picked red.
Are you prepared now
Well,
that
if
Yopi's
he's
picked it?
saying, yeah, I'm going for it.
Yeah, you know what?
If he's saying,
I like it.
All right, red's the color.
It's a color. Cool.
okay.
It's got a little scary. And when he jumped on it, he freaked me out a little bit.
Well, the other choice you offered really wasn't a
It's a
lot.
nice color. Pearl.
No, it's not nice.
No, that
it
was
one
nice.
of the colors that was
Well, what color did you
anti-intense.
pick?
I picked
Purple?
I picked the purple and that olive kind of color.
Yeah, 1970s socks.
You know,
Aha! How's that coming along?
Well, I feel like I'm chipping away at a much bigger problem here. I mean, these are really going to pop out. I mean, they still are here.
Well, you'll be happy to know I was thinking ahead and put on standby flat paint. Like this is eggshell, and that's why you see this a little bit more. So at least if it's flat, we're not going to see as much of the ridges in the wall.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, matte finish always wins.
Oh, that's so clever. I did not think they were going to go for red. I thought maybe Deborah would kind of win out here and end up picking something sort of light and neutral. And I got to give 100% kudos to Yopi for going for it. I don't know if he knows what he's gotten himself into, mind you, but I think it's great color. And I think in terms of the context of the house, it really centers or grounds this room.
When you've made such a massive change with your wall color, the question becomes, where do you go from here? The answer for Debbie and Yopi is a new color for the dining room chairs.
So this is the color that we have on the wall now, and you're happy about it, I can see.
I'm good. It'll take me a while, but I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. We have all the inspiration back, and what I would love help with here are the dining room chairs. I think we should change the color of them, so I want to give you some choices. So the first option would be to look at a color like this, sort of a yellow-brown. It takes them away and they're no longer the center of attention, because the floor is very similar to that color. We could go back to your choice originally of the pearls, and in this case, we're really an off-white, right? So it means it's going to be really the brightest thing in the room, which means those chairs are really going to stand out. So if you want to see them, that's the way to go. Or we could go over here, and what I think is cool about this is the color is opposite the red on the color wheel, which means the color itself is going to stand out, but this is quite a gray tone, so we're going to tone it down a little bit relative. So it's kind of right in the middle as a color. So what do you think is going to be good for you?
I do like this. I'm not sure that I want to draw attention to the chairs.
And this one, it's already the color of the floors, like you said before.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want them to blend in. I don't want to mute my room completely because that's where we came from, is a muted room. So I'm leaning towards more of this.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that one as well.
Hush.
For sure.
Okay.
So you both have decided then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable in that choice. Yeah.
I think so too. Well, I mean, if we're gonna go, let's go for the gold.
All right, we got it. This is it. The color we're gonna do on the chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it'll be a nice contrast with the actual red. I just hope when you see those two colors together, it might look a little Christmassy.
Oh, see, he
so
keeps
I'm,
saying
I'm,
that to
I'm
me, so now
hoping
he's
it'll
got me
kind of
really
be a
worried.
safe kind of thing.
Well, other than the creakiness, they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, these chairs have definitely seen better days.
Okay, just changing the color is my theory that you can reuse pieces of furniture.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna pull the seats off
Yeah, get this
first,
all off.
and we'll do a little tighten up job, and
Yeah.
then.
I think we should use a slightly tinted primer because they pick kind of like a sagey deep green.
So they cover a little quicker, and I guess with a high use area item like this, if it gets chipped, doesn't show as white.
Oh, you are thinking today. Okay,
On today.
excellent. I'm gonna grab the rest of these and be on my way.
Yopi said he loved the way the red stood out in the room, so I chose a calmer version of the sage green. This way, the chairs won't compete with the walls.
Well, it just needs a little sanding. It's not gonna be that much work.
Look at the brush marks in there.
Well, that's the only problem when someone's taken latex at some point and put it right over top of the oil. Great.
Rookies.
I know. We have to paint them anyway because that's where the drapery hardware was, which means we now have an opportunity to remove the white because it's just a touch strong, in my opinion.
It looks like you're thinking about going kind of taupey or gray, maybe?
Yeah, so my thought is that we should take away the white because white is really something that was created relative to the 1950s because you couldn't really make white paint before then because it was very hard to get white. So it was after that white became a thing, so it doesn't make sense to have white trim.
Where'd you dig that one out
I
of?
did not dig that up. I have it all up here and I
You
didn't
made
make
that
it up.
up.
I did not make it up.
Even a very slight color change on the trim can make a big difference to the feeling of the overall warmth in a room. The warm cream blends with the red compared to the cool white, which created more contrast. Next, Yopi sings a completely different color tune.
Just change it up. Just change it up.
And size does matter.
What we need to do is work out the length of the carpet.
Coming up on Color Confidential. These two moved into the pleasant, safe colors of the previous owners. So Yopi thought, why go to all the effort to change them? Until he was hit with inspiration and went wild.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Last color choice. So here's my thinking. The drapery and the window is a major focus in your dining room because of where it's located. And since it's drapery that you just bought from the previous homeowners, let's pick something new, okay? Sound good?
Okay.
So let me give you some options. I feel that we should probably stay on the warm side of the color wheel just because of your red walls. So one of the ways we could do that is select this color here, which is color of wood, multiple colors in there right beside the red on the color wheel, which would be nice to sort of mellow those drapes into the room. Or we could go really super dark brown and have a look at our faux fur here. And in this case, it's going to have a little bit more energy because there's a little bit more contrast, but it's still a warm color. Wouldn't be furry drapes, just let me say.
Okay.
Or we could neutralize and go to a color like this, which is more of our, sort of like our floor color, but there's all sorts of sort of amber in there as well to sort of brighten it up. And a little bit of sparkle, I might point out. So, what do you think is going to be a good choice for you?
You know, I'm gonna actually admit that I do like this color, but if anything, I'm just gonna go for the overall wow factor, and I'm going for that bad boy.
Now, I like this color. I actually like, I like the fact that it'll blend in to the wall. And I'm not so crazy about the drapes popping.
I just like the overall shock value that we're going on here, so.
Let's go for it.
All right then, we got the brown going on the drapes.
Okay.
Cool.
I wanted the same color on the walls to blend in with the drapes. I wanted everything to blend in. I've seen it before and I've seen it done and I loved it.
Just change it up. Just change it up.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's your fault.
Okay.
For this dining room, Debbie and Yopi had chosen brown to frame out the window. So what I want to do is use a silk. Nice thing about silk is it's got kind of a glossy sheen to it, which means it reflects any ambient light in the space. And because the dark brown is a dark color in a relatively dark room, and now that we have the deep red walls, what I want to do is collect a little bit more light back into the space. So that's going to frame the window basically from floor to ceiling. But then we have the inside of the window itself. It looks onto a brick wall, and I kind of think it's important that we treat that a little bit differently. On the inside of the window, I've added a sheer fabric, and the idea of this is we get lots of light still through the sheer, and more importantly, we actually are able to hide the ugly view of the house next door. It's got a little bit of shimmer, so it also has a little bit of glamour, and you're gonna see how the whole thing comes together as we add our drapes on the outside.
By extending your drapery panel well past the end of the window frame, it will give you the illusion of a larger window. How do you know what size of rug to get? Just tape out the size of your table and chairs.
Okay, so now that we have tables and chairs worked out here, what we need to do is work out the length of the carpet, because you know what happens when the chair goes past the edge of the carpet and then you pull it forward and it drags the carpet with it?
Just curls it up as you go.
That's right, yeah. So
Plus, we don't have much to play with here. We only have about a foot off each
yeah,
end.
so we really want to see how big this works out to be. Okay, so let's measure. Let's do it. Okay, so how long is that?
9'4".
So that makes it 10 feet, basically. And then let's do our width now here.
Looks like 7'2".
Okay, standard size carpets come in 6 by 8, 7 by 9, which is kind of hard to find these days, and 8 by 10. And in this case, I'd say we're looking at an 8 by 10.
It's a very common size dining room.
See how I'm helping you so I don't have to bring like 10,000 carpets in to try?
With a little extra time on his hands, Matt built this simple box for a little extra storage to replace the larger storage bench that was taking up too much real estate in this small dining room. It's also an opportunity to add another color punch to the space.
There is nothing I like better than a dramatic dining room, and I'll tell you, there isn't a color that has more drama than red. So I think Deborah and Yopi's original color of red was a really great choice in here. Totally changed personality of the room. You know what I think is kind of funny? In the end, it was Yopi who said he didn't really want to change, who jumped right in and picked some great color. Now, on their second color choice, I must admit, they toned it down a little bit here by picking our gray-green for the chairs. Now, these chairs were old and dated anyway, so putting a new color on them really brings them back to life. In fact, they feel more contemporary painted than the way they looked before. Now for their third color choice, the brown. Usually we consider this a neutral, but in this case it has really a lot of drama because they're against the red wall. So one thing that I thought the trim before seemed a little too white. So by taking the trim and toning it down a little bit more, it gives the whole room the feeling of antiquity, history, character, and I know that's what they really love, the vintage quality of this house. And now the palette reflects not only that of the house, but their character as well. I would like to show you how brilliant these chairs look now. Look. It's spectacular.
This is a very nice little detail.
Mm-hmm.
This was their table?
No, thank you for pointing that out. Now notice that it's dark despite the fact they have a light floor, but the one thing they have is the dark staircase. See? So I felt it was important to tie it in here.
Just to balance that half of the room with this half of the room?
Right. Look, see, there's the chandelier.
Oh boy, yeah, this looks heavy.
Now, have you seen, I have not done gold in a while.
No.
I haven't.
No, you haven't.
No, see, this is antique gold, and again, it sort of has a vintage look.
So I'll leave you this mess, I guess, and
It's not a mess.
make my own?
Very clear. Yeah, why don't you make your own mess, and I'll worry about this one here.
Yopi went wild with color, and Debbie got a personalized palette for her dining room. But will the end result feel like home? Next. What started as a desire for a change in color
I like it the way it is.
I want different color.
ended in a dramatic reversal of roles for these two.
I really wanted the same.
Just change it up. Just change it up.
As for the room, it went from a nice neutral, non-offensive range of warm brown and beige to a courageous red in contrast with gray-green. Now it says the spirited family of Debbie and Yopi live here. We also managed to take some of their vintage pieces like the table, chairs, and storage bench and update them with both style and color.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Okay. We're so grown up.
I know.
So do you think red was the right choice for the walls in here?
I totally do. Like, who would have thought a red rocket would actually come across so well?
Because I was initially drawn to the red, but I was scared to have that on my walls. Yes, I wanted to go with the safe route and just accent with red because that's what I'm used to. But to put it on the walls and to be the main feature, it's gorgeous.
Now, what about the chairs? Because we redid the chairs. They kind of have that nice vintage feel. Do you like the color, though? I mean, it's different,
I didn't.
right?
You know what? I didn't know what to expect. I was a little worried, and wow, and the drapes.
Were you worried about the drape color?
I wasn't.
I was.
I knew
'cause
it would
picked
work.
red.
I knew it would work.
I picked red, but this works.
So what do you think? Swapped out your bench originally and just put something in that had a little more color relevance in the space.
And the carpet to boot.
It just softens the look.
Softens everything. It's so warm. And we picked the colors. That's the thing.
So does it feel like your house now or the previous owner's house?
So ours.
No, it's so ours. It's definitely going to kickstart ourselves so we can get the old look out
And bring in the new.
What will be the next room? Now that Yopi's agreed with you.
Well, the kitchen.
See, I'm complete opposite. I would like to actually see I love everything else, how it works, but I would like to see a little bit darker walls. So we're gonna have to another battle.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'll bring out the color wheel again.
Here we go
Start
again.
right again. It is always easier to use an existing decorating example and call it your own, but the challenge is picking colors and making them your own. And when you do, it is always awesome in the end.
For more information on Color Confidential, please visit www.wnetwork.com.